Hi guys, I'm here with Stephen Hood of Codemasters, and we're talking about Formula One 2012. Now, tell us a little about what you're showing off here at Gamescom.
So this is basically our third Formula One game. What we're trying to do is say, we've been making these cool Formula One games, have been very popular, but we think for a specific audience, we're trying to expand it now and say to people, it's a cool racing experience. It's very different from many other racing games where you just do 3 laps, you drive as fast as you can. Formula One is magic and different, it's worth buying, but I think a lot of people have been put off in the past thinking Formula One's very complex. So in effect, we're trying to make it more accessible, saying this is how you drive a Formula One car in a Young Drivers Test. There's different modes if you're time pressed, different kind of scenario-based Formula One events now. So it's becoming more of a complete experience for a broader audience, I think.
Cool. So what are some of the new key features that you're introducing this year?
Well, there's 3 big things really. First is the Young Drivers Test, which mirrors what takes place in the real world of Formula One, whereby the teams towards the end of the season are looking for those new talents in Formula One, always looking to the future, always looking for tomorrow. And in effect, these young kids get an opportunity to drive a Formula One car. They're stars in their own right in different series, and everybody hopes to make their lucky break in Formula One. So we're copying that, and we're using it as a mode to train the uninitiated player. The better you do in your Young Drivers Test as well with the top 3 teams means that you get different contract offers at the start of your career mode. The second big thing is something called Season Challenge, which is pretty awesome. It's basically taking the career mode, which remains in the 2012 game, but give an alternative version which condenses that career into 10 races, 5-lap events, one-shot qualifying, which means you go out, you try and put your best lap in, it's a flying lap, everybody else is going at the same time. It feels more of a quick experience to kind of sample what it's like to be a Formula One driver, have a quick career, if you like, when you haven't got much time on your hands. And the third thing is Champions Mode, because there are 6 champions on the grid this year, ranging from people like Vettel, and you've got Schumacher, you've got Button in there, Hamilton, Raikkonen's back. We thought we'd make a little mode out of the fact that there's 6 world champs. So different scenarios, it might be final few laps of a race, you're driving as Grosjean, you've got to hunt down Kimmys on old tyres, you've got to pass him before the end of the race, those kind of things, or you're stuck behind a safety car, the weather's changing, you're on the wrong tyres, can you hold your lead? It's something that you can just jump into for 10 or 15 minutes. So what we're trying to do is say, Formula One is there if you're time pressed or you've got a lot of time to commit to it, you can play it however you want. But it's also important for us to say that we're not trying to dumb the game down in any way, we're just trying to make it a bigger package, a bigger experience now so that it covers everybody.
So what has 1 year of technology development allowed you to do in this game in terms of graphics and physics?
Yeah, well, I think it's always a challenge year on year, especially as you're getting towards the end of this current generation. But one of the key advantages, even if the team feel like they're under stress every year trying to get the new version of the game out, you always learn something during a year's worth of development. So the follow-up year, you're thinking, do you know what, we should have done X, Y, Z last year. We know we've got a better way of doing it now. So you make more of the hardware that you've got available. So it does mean that the graphics improved. The PS3 version has improved dramatically. The frame rate in general is better. The lighting looks cooler. The weather system is advanced now, so we've got localized weather. Like you can see a storm cloud come in over a certain part of the track, soak a specific area. So we're not just trying to sit back and update the teams, the tracks, and the drivers. We are always trying to upgrade that technology, and they've made a massive leap this year.
So for the hardcore player, what do you have like that will get the real Formula One nuts going?
Well, I think the hardcore Formula One nuts will buy it no matter what in terms of as long as you've got the latest drivers and tracks. But those guys are the ones that are watching Formula One day in, day out. You know, they're poring over the stats. They know about the story of the tyres this year in terms of Pirelli being the sole tyre supplier, if you like, and what that means this season in terms of the makeup of the tyre. Sometimes the cars are very equal in performance, but it's who can make the most out of the tyres. So the hardcore guys will notice now in career mode the fact that the different teams can improve their understanding of the tyres throughout the year. So if you're driving for Mercedes, you might struggle for a rear tyre grip at the beginning of the season. They're going off very quickly. If you're driving for the likes of Sauber, then you can go longer between your pit stops and you can drive them in a different style. You've got brake bias, so you can change all these little things that you see your heroes do on TV. Schumacher driving around Monaco is always tweaking the brake bias, always fiddling with the controls in the car. You can do that in our game. We're always trying to copy that theme and incorporate that in our style of games. The AI are faster on a harder difficulty levels, more of a challenge. The hardcore always want more of a challenge. They're faster into the first few corners, so you really feel as though qualifying is important in the 2012 game, whereas perhaps in 11 and 10 it was of less significance. So I do think that we're always trying to improve that area of the game as well. A lot of the stuff that I talk about is in terms of promotion here, accessibility, but it doesn't mean we're ignoring the hardcore. I'm one of that group, and we're always going to put stuff in that I want to see.
So what cool new features do you have in the multiplayer mode?
Well, multiplayer has been the big push for us this year. Has been about optimising that experience, because I think we're already starting to push the boundaries with the number of cars that we can have with the average connection in today's world. We had 12 cars in 2010. We went up to 16 in the 2011 game, and instead of doing the automatic jump to 24 that perhaps people would expect, we're trying to make the experience better. And we're not always just chasing the numbers or the comments or the features on the back of the box. We actually care about that multiplayer experience. So the time that we've put into the game this year has been about refining everything so it just feels cleaner for everybody.
Okay, so what's in the future for this series, do you think?
Well, a lot of people always say to us, this is your third Formula One game now, you must be running out of ideas. I assure you, we are not. There's always things that we want to put into the game. You will always get to the end of a Formula One title thinking, do you know what, next year we could put this in, this and this and this. And there's a huge feature list, there's a big roadmap. We're thinking about next gen and what that means for the Formula One series. It's been very good to us on this current gen. I think the exciting times will be in 2013 and 2014. The sport itself is going to be changing, so turbos come back into Formula One. Fortunately, the sport itself keeps updating, which gives us reason to put new kind of drama and excitement into the game, so watch this space.
So when is it coming out?
It's coming out September 21st in general. Different territories are slightly ahead or behind that kind of date, ranging from 18th to 21st. Xbox 360, PS3 and PC.
And you're doing a demo this time, right?
Yes, we are doing a demo. Very good point. You've managed to remind me there. For the first time on the Formula One game from Codemasters, we're actually putting a demo out there. Because I think it's important for people to appreciate the fact that we are making it more accessible. It's not just me saying, please buy it. It's generally more accessible. They can try it for themselves before having to spend the money on it. And I think it also allay any fears from the hardcore that might think we're trying to simplify the game in any sense. Well, we're not. You can try the AI out for yourself. And I think it will generally expand the audience by putting a demo out there.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And keep checking out Gamereactor TV for even more Gamescom coverage.